There is this period dictated by the Bible between the second night of Passover and the Shavuot holiday that's called the Omer. And what we're doing is we're counting the days to the harvest, the bringing of the first fruits to the temple. And we count from the Passover, and after the Passover holiday, what we're supposed to do is every day we're supposed to bring a sheaf. Omer is a Hebrew word for sheaf, a sheaf of grain up to the temple for an offering in the hopes of a good harvest. Again, the Omer is something that has also been revalued over the course of Jewish history, especially since the destruction of the temple. And the Omer has also become a time of serious internal reflection. There are different, basically there are different values and different ways of being in the world that come from our Kabbalistic tradition that we're supposed to concentrate on each day of the Omer, that are dictated for us to concentrate on. It's also this time, if Passover is considered the time when God and the Jewish people become betrothed, and Shavuot is their wedding night, the Omer are the days of their engagement. And as anyone who has ever been engaged can tell you, those are pretty special days, and there's a lot of countdown that happens. Some of it is because of tension, and some of it is because of pure joy. And so these are the days of our counting to our reestablishing of the covenant with God. Our relationship with the Jewish people's relationship with God is not uncomplicated. It hasn't been easy for the Jews over the course of our history. And there have been times when we have felt the presence of God more closely and times when God has felt more farther away from us. And so as we prepare for Shavuot, we are deciding all over again, do we actually want to be in this relationship with God? And the hope is that when the skies open at midnight on the first night of Shavuot, which we hope they will as we're studying together Torah, the hope is that the answer is, yeah, we want to do this all over again. And that can be an incredibly powerful moment. 500 or 600 years ago, during the initial flourishing of Kabbalah, or Jewish mysticism, the Jewish mystics began to think of Shavuot, of really lifting up the idea of Shavuot being about the giving of Torah. And what do Jews do with our Torah is that we study. Torah can be understood as this first part of the Hebrew Bible, but it can also be understood more widely as all of Jewish learning. And so what these Kabbalists did was they created a Tikkun Leil Shavuot, a night of study on the first evening of Shavuot where they would stay up all night and study Jewish text. And so for them, that became the so-called home-based or synagogue-based ritual. It was this idea of staying up all night and trying to reconnect with God and with the Jewish people and with Jewish text on the Shavuot evening. And over time, the idea of having a Tikkun Leil has gotten lost here and there. But in the sort of late 20th, early 21st century, it's really come back to the fore full force. Shavuot is known by the mystics and throughout our tradition as the evening on which, because it is the evening of revelation, it's the evening on which God gets married to the Jewish people. And what happens on their wedding night? They learn together. And what a beautiful understanding of relationship. What's important in relationship is always to continue to grow and to learn together, not only just things on the page, but also really to learn about the world around you and to really understand our entire civilization as being a continual process of growth and understanding and learning from each other.